Hey, what's up, guys? Matty D. It is Thursday, still August 13, 2015. So check this out, right? A day goes by, right? This was one day. This was yesterday, Wednesday, August 12th. What did we have? And I started hearing things. And I'm the only one actually that I've seen that, which I follow and everything, and I barely got hits on it. It's pretty crazy. Is the beheading, right? You had a beheading yesterday from ISIS in Egypt, right? You had an explosion in China. We had a fire in Russia. And then we just had the EPA leak, right? And now we're just finding out that that's all basically been predicted. We know it's an inside job. We could see it. But they'll never admit it. But I also said, man, all this stuff happened in one day. And I had in my state on the New Jersey Turnpike near New Brunswick, that's South Jersey, two tractor trailers collide and burst into explosive flames. But there's an underlying theme here that I actually heard, and you hear this one, and I'm like, wait a second. Then I heard that one, I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. They all have to do with resources, the earth, chemicals, right? Check this out. So the EPA, right? We all know it spilled all that, the arsenic and all that stuff. We're gonna watch this video. We're gonna come back to this to the end because this is disgusting to see it say. Gina McCarthy here, the EPA administrator, says the water quality has returned to pre-incident, right? That it's repairing itself. BS. So check this out. Okay, so that's EPA, chemical leak, okay, toxic leak into a river. That's going through states and they downplayed it. They don't care, right? And they're still downplaying. We're going to take a look at that video. Tomislav Salopek, dead. 5 facts you need to know. August 12th. This is right after it all came out. I love how they blur it out there. But yeah, that's that. But all right, so he was 31, August 12th. All right, he was announced dead. Now, second thing you need to know out of the 5, he was the first civilian hostage to be taken by ISIS in Egypt. Remember how they say the first. But what's interesting here is what I read and what I heard, and then I hear these other things. Salopek had been working in Cairo, the Egyptian capital, as a surveyor for the French company CGG. Reuters reported 2 days after he was taken that his car was stopped by militants while Salopek was traveling to work. The specific group responsible for his capture were ISIS, blah, 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 offshoot. I mean, you see the new name here too, Wilayat Sinha, all right? Or Wilayat Sinha, I don't know. He's the first civilian to be taken. Now, he was surveying down there. He was a surveyor for this geopolitical corporation, CGG, a French corporation, right? So I look up CGG to really see more because I couldn't really find an exact job title. It's all about geology, geophysics, all right? Seismograph, seismic data acquisition. Okay, the company provides seismic data acquisition, processing interpretation services, as well as related processing and interpretation software to clients in the oil and gas exploration and production business. The firm merged with the U.S. in January 2007, but until 2013, it was called CGG Veritas, all right? But then in 2013, it went back to CGG with the closing of the acquisition. The Fugros Geoscience Division, CGG, is no longer an acronym, but the official company name. All right, and you can go through all this. All right, clients are principally oil and gas companies using seismic imaging and exploration for and development of production of oil and gas reserves. Seismic imaging is used to identify new areas where subsurface conditions are favorable in the accumulation of oil and gas, determining the size of structure previously identified oil and gas fields, and optimizing the development and production of oil and gas reserves. Reservoir management. CGG also manufactures geophysical equipment. China. Same day. What set off the terrifying explosions that ripped through warehouses containing hazardous chemical materials, shooting fireballs into the sky and shaking, they don't really know yet. All right, but now it's up to 50 dead, confirmed dead, 12 firefighters, they said, more than 500 hurt, they're hospitalized, 71 are critical. News outlet, dozens of firefighters are missing. Local authority suspended firefighting efforts Thursday because of lack of information, and today's Thursday, lack of information about the, quote, dangerous goods stored at the warehouse at the heart of the blasts. All right, so again, lack of information, and we had predictive information, right? Surveyor, seismology, geology, work at oil and gas companies, chemical explosions, right? Chemical warehouse. Russia, massive fire erupts on Moscow River after oil spill. I showed all this yesterday. And so did Doom. Doom actually had it all too. I shouted him out this morning. Because like I said, I didn't see anybody's stuff yesterday. All right, so you had an oil leak into the river. It spilled and it had a huge flame. And you were saying like, oh, we thought a nuke went off. We thought we were under attack. We thought we were this. We thought we were that. Right? Now, these two trucks that crashed and exploded on the New Jersey Turnpike last night at 8 o'clock, just after 8 o'clock, sorry, let me be totally right there, technically correct. When a tractor trailer in the right lane sideswiped the one in the center lane, both became fully engulfed. The tractor trailer in the right lane had medical supplies on it. It doesn't tell you exactly what, but it says including oxygen tanks, which is what caused the explosions and fire, which is true, because oxygen, feeds flames. CO2 kills fire. Very, very interesting, right? Very, very interesting. But let's see exactly what they're talking about right here, saying how it's repairing itself, all right?
Well, the good news for New Mexico is that the region has authorized $500,000 to actually support both continued water for irrigation purposes as well as livestock. We know that was an issue. I want to assure everybody that those are the kind of issues that we do collaboratively. They are considered part of the emergency response here. They do not need to go through a claims process. We are actually working in concert with the state to make sure that that is ongoing resources available up front. I do want to reiterate that EPA is here to take responsibility. We are working through these issues. The very good news is that we see that this river is restoring itself, that we see those numbers shifting, that we are working with local communities to make sure that they are looking at the science and making the right decisions on reopening. We will continue to do that as we long-term look at the sediment issues. But the major risk issue relative to this spill is what's in that water column and how do I continue to make sure that that water column is beginning to restore itself. We are seeing that happening already. So our challenge is to continue to do what we've done with the animus. The upper animus is to keep rolling out that data for those segments, working with local communities moving forward. So with that, I think I will stop, and I'm happy to take a few questions.
Administrator McCarthy, Matt Howard from KOAC Action 7 News. Can you kind of tell me something real quick? The Secretary of the Environment Department of the state said that he got validated data from the EPA last night. Is it safe to say that you guys are still reviewing that data right now to see when or if drinking water can be used from the river at all?
Well, actually, it is safe to say that we've transmitted information to the Unified Command Center. What we want to make sure to do, because we're in a partnership, EPA's not the one that's going to make some of these critical decisions. So what we do with that information is we make sure we get it in, we put it into a form that people can understand who need to make decisions, we share it with them. And as the Unified Command indicates, it is not going to be EPA's decision about a statement. It's going to be a unified statement. Because we want to make sure that we know that EPA has a challenge here. And our challenge is to make sure that we are meeting the needs of these communities in partnership. And so that's the issue that's going on now. Everybody's looking at the data. We're making sure that that data is readily understandable, and we're making sure that our statements are collaborative statements that the entire Unified Command supports.
That was a nice long answer to one question, but I'm not buying all this bullshit. It's restoring itself. It's just restoring itself, but we'll keep watching it. We got $500,000 ready to give everybody if you guys need money. We think it might be drinkable already. We're storing all the data. We're all working together. I'm doing all these hand gestures. blah, 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 blah. BS. But I'm telling you, you guys see the theme, though. There's a theme there. I'm telling you, you can see it. I see it anyway. I'm just saying. Let me know what you guys think about it all, too. And I'll leave you guys a link to this if you want to watch this again or listen to it over.